Well, hello there and welcome back to Minecraft. So, first of all, I have a nice Christmas skin because it's Christmas time, so I got a little sweater and a Santa hat because I'm feeling festive. And second of all, you may notice we are in a creative world. And this is because I decided that I need some way to navigate between the different Minecraft worlds that I have. So I'm going to make a magical portal room somewhere in this world. I'm thinking probably in a cave underground. So let's, real quick, hop underground and see if we can find a nice cave, not too far from the surface. Alright. So yeah, this, I think, will work. So first, let's see. There. Give ourselves some night vision so we can actually see what we're doing. Now, I have not played around a lot in these new 1.18 caves, but I will say I love it. I think everything looks absolutely amazing, and I am really excited to do some more in here. Ooh, hello. But today we're just going to build our magical portal room, so let's find a nice spot for that. Alright, well this looks like as good a place as any. We are going to need a way up to the surface, so we're just gonna punch a hole up to the surface and hope that we don't come out in the ocean. Alright, so now let's actually, let's see. Give ourselves a beacon, just put it down here in case I get lost. Will that activate without blocks under it? No, okay. So, yeah, I'm just gonna put some blocks, so. Because why not? I think this will activate it, right? Won't that act? There we go. Alright, so in case we get lost, that's how we can get back here. And let's head back down and start working on our room. So. Now, I don't really have too much of a plan for this portal room. I want it to look kind of mystical and probably also sound mystical. So I'm probably going to use some of the amethyst blocks because of the nice sound that they make when you walk on them. I'm probably also going to use some gilded blackstone because I think it looks cool. So let's clear out a little bit more space here. And yes, I know I could use commands to do this, but I prefer doing this way. Alright, so that should be plenty of space to build, I think. More or less. We can always clear out more space if we need. But for now, this will do. So let's just... Alright, so let's get started on this. First, we need to decide what kind of blocks we're going to be using. So I already decided the amethyst. And I like the idea of using gilded blackstone. So now, other than that, calcite looks pretty nice. I like that. Probably will also use some quartz. I don't remember where in here that is, but some smooth quartz would look pretty cool, I think. Ooh, maybe some purple stairs and the pillars. They might look cool. Here's the quartz stuff. Chiseled quartz, and where's the smooth? Is the smooth quartz not here? I'm gonna have to find that. Sea lanterns are always fun. Prismarine is cool because it changes colors. And that looks pretty mystical in my opinion. Concrete powder. Alright, I think that's a good starting point. First, actually, let's find smooth quartz block. Okay, so let's get started. So let's start the middle of the chamber. We're going to have walking down that. There. A path there. Now, we're not going to make this too big because I don't currently have that many worlds. So next, we'll line that with the gilded blackstone. Okay, cool. And let's see, where's the smooth quartz? Oh, actually, what does the chiseled quartz look like? I can never remember. Actually, we'll go with the chiseled. This looks pretty nice. Alright, so that can be the main hall there. So we can walk down here with our musical floor. We're going to have to add in some light sources because we have night vision right now, but it would be cool to just have the light sources anyway. Alright, so now we're going to use nether portals to transport between different rooms. So let us first make doorways leading into them. So let's see, what kind of doors can we use? Ooh, I like that. Let's use the warp door. So we'll have the warped doors in 2s. Ooh, creepy sound. Forgot about the creepy cave sounds. It's been so long since I've gone caving. Okay, so we'll use those doors, and let's try putting the purple pillars up here between the doors. Okay, yeah, that works. That does not work. I don't like that. Let's try putting sea lantern on either side, and I think that looks pretty good. We're gonna need pressure plate to get in here. Let us go with the... try to polish blackstone, see how that looks. Yeah, not bad. And there we go. Actually, we will go with the amethyst there. Alright, there. 1 portal room. Let's make 4 portal rooms, I think. That'll be a good start. Okay, and then we just need our pressure plates. And then... okay, and there we go. In hindsight, I probably should have, instead of using the calcite, I should have used the amethyst there, but... I think it's nice to have it broken up a little bit. Alright, so there we go. There is the main structure of the room. Now we need the front, back, and the roof. So let's do the back here. Not really sure what I want. Let's have the gilded blackstone come up from the floor. We can have let's actually, you know what? Let's see what happens if I just have the pattern from the floor continue up the wall. That could be a thing. It's probably not going to work out, but it's better to try it and see what happens. And I really hate that. I actually really hate that. But better. I don't think I like the blackstone here. That does not go. Oh, yeah, I like that. It's not the best, obviously, but I like it. I think it's good. It kind of carries on the color scheme from the middle stripe there, and then the sides here, but I like having something different instead of the gilded blackstone. The blackstone really did not go well going up the wall like that. Okay, and then let's get the front. So I think for the front, we'll follow basically the same design. That doesn't look great. See, there's not really a good door to match the purple there. That's a problem. Alright, so let's get rid of that. That doesn't look good. Maybe here we use the blackstone and have the door match the blackstone. with the dark oak door. That could look good. Or the blue one, whatever that's called. So let's see, the dark oak. Maybe. You know what? I think the dark oak looks pretty good there. I want it that way. You know what? I think that looks good enough. I'm going to leave that. Now let's use the prismarine stairs going up to the door because I like how they change color on their own there. So you can kind of... You can kind of get a bit of a mystical effect just using the prismarine. And then we will use more prismarine on the sides with a dark prismarine in front of the door just to break it up a little bit. Yeah, it's like a little doormat there. Then we can come in. I will have a pressure plate on this side of the door. Not on the outside, because if I ever turn mob spawning back on in this world, I don't want mobs wandering into our magical room. Okay, and there we go. Yeah, it looks pretty magical. Okay, now we need to get a roof going. Now, I had an idea, actually, for the roof, and I'm not sure if it's going to work out. But, let's see. Yeah, so if we have these up here, I want to make use of the new Spore Blossom that they added to the game in this update. I'm assuming that the particles will actually come out between the, come out from a trapdoor. If they come out from a trapdoor, then I can cover the ceiling and trapdoors and have a Spore Blossom up there to make magical particles and not have an ugly flower in the way. Ooh, actually, I kind of like that. Yeah, I think do this. Alright, you know what? We're putting temporary blocks here just to make life easier. Now, the nice thing about 1.18 is, since mobs now have to have complete darkness to spawn, so even though, if we look here, what is our light level? Oh, actually, our light level's 9 anyway, but I wouldn't have to be so careful with the lighting as I normally would be in a build, because nothing's going to spawn anyway. So let's put some Spore Blossoms in. I'm going to put 2 in, one at the front, one at the back, and I'm going to cover them in trapdoors and see what happens. So let's actually first get our trapdoors. I think we'll just use the dark oak. So let's put those in. Okay, so then we should be able to open this up, put the Spore Blossom in, and do we have particles? We do have particles! Yeah, there are the particles. Alright, great. So we can put Spore Blossoms in, and put our Spore Blossoms in and have our mystical particles. Now, actually, we'll keep our... you know what? No, let's take away our effect. So now we can see what it would actually look like. Let's head out into the cave. Now, we will be covering up most of the rest of this, so the cave's going to stay dark for now. I might light it up, probably with some actually glow lichen, now that that's useful. And then I'm thinking purple. Nah, that's too jarring. Yeah, dark prismarine will work. So let's put those in. And there we go. We have a nice magical chamber. Now, this isn't exactly what I had in mind when I was thinking about this, but I think it looks pretty good. It's going to get the job done, so we'll be able to have our magical portals and travel between the worlds. So, let's now actually start making our portals. So these are just going to be nether portals, but I'm going to use some magic to make them transport me to different worlds. So they're not actually going to be regular nether portals. So let's quickly build some portals. Ooh, you know, I just realized, instead of the gilded blackstone here, let's try crying obsidian. Oh, we also lost our door. Although this might work better as well. Let's see. Crying obsidian, it looks kind of mystical, it glows and stuff. Yeah, we're gonna have to work on this front here, but that's not really my biggest concern right now. I actually still kind of prefer the dark oak door. Yeah, but definitely the crying obsidian I think looks a little nicer. It adds a little bit of contrast, and I think it's good. I'm going to keep that. Alright, so let's build our portals. There we go. There's our portals. So those are going to light when we have worlds available to go to. So now we're going to just have to enclose them a bit. So let's use some crying obsidian. You know what? I'm going to put the crying obsidian there, and then we're going to use the smooth whatchamacallits along the rest of this. It could be worse. I'm going to keep it. Hey, you know what? No one ever said I was a builder. In fact, I frequently say that I am not a builder, so I think this looks pretty good considering my limited skills. Okay, and then I just want to use some... Ooh, you know what? Better idea. I was going to use glowstone for the ceiling in there, but let's use sea lanterns with glow lichen, because I think that is a really cool combination. If you haven't seen this before, it looks really cool. Like, look at that. That is a cool light. I like that. I'm going to do that in all these rooms. Alright, lighting done. We now have a really weird looking structure, which we're mostly only going to ever see from the inside, so I'm not too concerned with how the outside looks. We just now need a back on here. So I'm thinking I'm going to use a combination of crying obsidian, because I really like it, and probably some gilded blackstone, again because I like it and I think it looks cool and kind of mystical. So, and then we are going to actually we're going to alternate how we're doing this, like that. And there we go. See how that looks from the inside? I guess I should have checked that before I did all three. Yeah, that looks pretty good. It looks kind of mystical, which is all I was going for. So let's do the other side. And there we go. We now have a fully enclosed mystical structure, complete with random magical particles, and it's pretty good, I think. I'm not really going to worry about the outside right now. probably rarely going to ever see it, so I'm not going to worry. Again, this is a single-player creative world. There's no one else is ever going to be here besides me, and whenever you see this on screen, it'll probably just be from the inside, which I think is good enough. So, there we go. So now I think it's time that we go through one of our portals and head over to our server. So let's get our flint and steel and light up a portal. If it lights, we know that we'll make a connection and we'll be able to actually get to the world. And there we go. Ooh, yeah, I actually like that with the gilded blackstone and the crying obsidian behind it. That's actually a nice combination. So now, that portal there is lit, which means that we'll be able to actually get over to a different world now. So, like, if I light the one behind me there, it'll probably take me to a hardcore world that I've been working on a little bit. And yeah, so we're probably going to have to do some magical stuff to connect these to where they're supposed to go, but for now, I know this one's going to take us to our server. Oh, so actually, something I almost forgot. We have our portal that we can go through, but we have no way of getting back, because we're not going to be coming through that portal. So we need a portal here along the back wall. This will be how we get back. So let's bump this wall out a block. I'm going to keep the design just because I kind of like it. And nope. There we go. So we bump the wall out a little bit. Now let's get rid of all of this and make our portal. You know what? Yeah, we'll keep that for now, or we might actually use the gilded blacks. Actually, you know what? We have to remove it, so yeah. We'll knock that out. And this will light, correct? I think this will light. I forget, but the shapes, yeah, okay. So there, that's how we can get back. And now that we have that portal in place, we can head on through to the server. And here we are. Now, this obviously looks different. I've done a lot of work since the last episode. First, I made my portal a lot nicer. I'm actually really pleased with how this came out. I don't remember putting those buttons there. Did I put those buttons there? I must have put the buttons there. Okay. So, I improved this whole area just because it was kind of an eyesore, so I made my portal kind of fancy, had some vines and stuff, which I think added a lot to it. And then I kind of turned this area here into a bit of a park. I got rid of all the podzol that was there and put in a few trees, and I think it looks good. Now, obviously, these are the vanilla trees. I tried making some custom trees. I was going to put some custom trees in this area, but they were so bad they had to be destroyed with fire, and I regret nothing. So carrying on, I have a little drip leaf here in this pond because these are fun. And now, unfortunately, I had some plans for things that I wanted to build off that way out between here and the castle, but because 118 is out now, this world is going to go, because this world actually is still on 117, and we're kind of tired of it. We want to start something new, especially with the new terrain and cave generation. Ah! No, where'd you come from? Where did you come from? Go away. Go away. As I was saying, so this is actually going to be the last time you're going to see this world, so I just wanted to take a look through and see what I've done here, because I don't remember if I've ever actually mentioned this, but this is my first Minecraft world, so I didn't really know what I was doing when I did most of what I've built here. I think I've improved a lot since I built, like, this giant, I built this giant cobblestone thing. I think I've improved a lot since then. Or, even the castle. That was before I really started actually trying Minecraft, that I built the main structure of that, and then I was too lazy to improve it. So, we're going to just take a look around and see what we've done. And I can show you, I did a little bit in this area. I'll show off the rest of it later. So first, here we are this was supposed to be just like a starter base. The castle was supposed to be the main base, but this kind of just turned into where I stayed most of the time, and only recently I've started actually using the castle as a base. So I've got just chests of junk all over the place, which I was looking for that. I've got so much junk all over the place, I can rarely ever find anything. So, on our new world, one of my primary goals is to try and be a little bit more organized. Maybe make a storage system that I actually use, and try and keep this, because this one originally was actually organized. There used to be signs on here with what was in them, and there's one which, let's see, oh, actually there was cooked food in there. I did not think there was actually cooked food in there. For a while it was just cookies. I have not gone in these chests in probably 8 months. So now let's head down to see the rest of our awful storage system. So now this was when I was starting to try and organize. This room was actually originally full of redstone chests, chests of redstone components. Now we just have a little bit of junk, which is what most of my base here is. Again, chests of junk. Now this was one of the first things I started trying to actually make look nice as I built. This is my original villager area. Don't have a lot of options here. I actually mainly did this for food because at the time I did not have a steady food source. Let's see. You're in the way. But we've got down here, we're gonna have to go down and look. Our sugarcane farm fed up into here, which we always had tons of sugarcane, more than we would ever use. Alright. Then down here, I have no idea what that is. Down here we have our little tiny bamboo farm, which I think the reason I built this was because I needed scaffolding for building the castle, actually. So I built this. It's not very efficient. It's stupid. I actually have plans for a really big bamboo farm for feeding a kelp farm later on for the next world. What is this? What is the purpose of this? Alright, well that's mildly annoying. You know what? I don't care this is dirt. I am going to block that off. And I also don't care that I'm never going to be coming back here again. So yeah, this was going to be a storage system. This was shortly after I built the big tower up there. I'm like, you know what? Let's make a basement and put our storage down there. So this was originally, again, storage system. And again, this was supposed to be organized. Like you can see, this was my cobblestone stuff. Jeez, I didn't know I had that much cobblestone in here. And then this was going to be a nice window with view over the ocean, which I'll get to this later. I kind of got rid of my view for a different idea. But yeah, I mean, this was just a mess, and I have plans, and I've learned a lot since I built this whole area. This, I like. I actually kind of like this, even though it's not that good by most people's standards. So let's head down. This was actually originally a secret door to this area, but once I built the villager area, I kind of covered it up, and my brothers knew where it was anyway, so wasn't really any point in keeping it secret. So let's head down and check out some other stuff. I don't really come down here that often. So first, no. Stupid bubble streams. So down here is my slime farm. So it happened that I built my base right at a slime chunk, so I built a slime farm. Now, this isn't the most efficient slime farm, but sorry about the noise above me, or my dogs are playing. So this isn't the most efficient slime farm, but I got more slime than we would ever need. I have stacks upon stacks of slime. Let's see. Oh, there's a pig over here. This was me experimenting with glow squid farming. I have an actual glow squid farm at the castle. So let's continue on down so we can see where the slime farm feeds out. Oh, first, over here, I was farming chorus plants for a while. That's why that's there. And then, yeah, so I haven't been down here in a long time, so probably... Yep, there it is. It's completely backed up, which I expected. But, I mean, we had so much slime, and no one really ever needed it, after I built that, I was probably the one who used most of the slime. I remember I traded a couple stacks of slime blocks to my brother once for... I forget what he gave me for them. Alright, and then through this door, this was one of the first major projects I did, is I built a big sugarcane farm. So this has, I think, 3 layers, just like this. It's not, I know it's probably not the most efficient having, you know, feeding into the water streams there. I think there's also the minecarts underneath. I know how I'm going to do this in the future, basically just having the water under the pistons there and having just the minecart. It won't be this ugly, but this was one of my first major projects, and I was actually quite proud of it when I was done, so I'm still happy even if it could be improved. So this was my bedroom. Now, originally this was a valuables chest. Now it's just junk. And I still have our dragon egg. I claimed it. Well, I didn't actually claim it. I just kind of stole it and nobody really cared. So it's been sitting here for a long time. Maybe I'll burn it. It'll make my little brother so mad if I burn it. Then here we have our automatic cooked chicken farm. Our super overcomplicated automatic cooked chicken farm, but I like it. So, okay, what's in here? So this is our overflow with the eggs and stuff, but basically, I designed this to use entity cramming to kill the chickens, so when they grow up and more chickens are added, they die, and it gets feeded down into that furnace down there. And then up here is where we get more chickens from. This was me adding an off switch. And it's not great, but it got the job done. I mean, I haven't been short on food since I built this, so it's good. And that's all that's in our little stone tower here. This thing, again, I started this. This was my original base on my first world of Minecraft. Now, it was actually originally very different. Like, there used to be a wall here, and it was just like a tiny little shack. Then this wall was still here, but it went twice as high as it currently does. Then I'm like, this is too tall, it's stupid. So I cut the top off and literally took all the stone that made the top there and made this half here, broke down that wall. And I'm glad I did that. It made it much more usable. But I don't know what I was thinking. But I've learned since then not to do this. Do not do this. It's terrible. Okay, so continuing our tour. Here are our crop fields, which I haven't really farmed anything in a long time. So, there's nothing really interesting here. This was my first attempt at making a automatic bone meal farm. It was tiny. It was just an experiment. I really should have just done it in a creative world, but it never actually... I mean, that is all the bone meal it's made in the probably 6 months since I built it. So, yeah, it's kind of pointless. Now, this was sad. So, there was an Enderman in my house. And I'm like, alright, well, I'm just going to kill this Enderman because he's annoying. I forgot that this sword has sweeping edge on it. So, when I was killing the Enderman, I accidentally killed Kevin. So, that was a very sad day. Now, we have the mob heads plugin, whatever it's called. So, I put him in there, and he's going to stay there forever now. Did I just have him a coarse dirt? Yeah, there we go. Coarse dirt. No. Again, that was a sad day when I accidentally killed Kevin. Okay, moving on. So this, my little cow pen here, this was actually my original source of food. It was the cow pen here. This was before believe it or not, this was actually my attempt at terraforming. This used to be just a cliff here. It was a rocky cliff. And actually later on, I can show you what it originally looked like. But, so I put some cows over there, and they've kind of just stayed there ever since. Yeah, these were my original source of food. There used to be a lot more, but I killed a lot of them. Then here we have our chicken farm. Now, this was so I could get eggs. Well, actually, this was partially for the chicken, but partially down here I have an egg collection system, which I think is also overflowing. I mean, yeah, it's completely overflowing. And that was for when my brother and I were going to kill the wither using iron golems. We wanted to collect wither roses as well, so I got a whole bunch of eggs from that, and then I kind of forgot to turn it off, so now I just have more eggs than I'll ever need. And then in here, this was where I was originally going to store my food. I was proud of this barn. I thought it looked pretty good, but I never really used it. I mean, I put some stuff in here, but now it's basically empty. Huh, I could put a lot more eggs in there. But yeah. So this was my starter base area, which kind of just turned into my base. It's not much to look at, but considering this is my first Minecraft base ever, like literally I never played Minecraft before, I think it looks pretty good, and I'm proud of what I accomplished here. So now, first we're gonna sleep, because I don't want to travel at night. And then we're gonna go head over to the castle. So I had mentioned previously that the path leading from my castle kind of just ended there, so I decided to build a bridge to connect the two parts. So I kind of went with a rounded look here, and I thought of using the glowberry vines here just to add a little bit of color. And I love how this thing came out. Like, it honestly came out a lot better than I thought it was going to. And even just going through it, it's such a peaceful place. I love this bridge. I'm so proud of this. Even if it did kind of ruin the view from that window there, I never really looked out that window ever anyway. So now I have a complete path from my castle all the way here to my main base. So first, we can go across our lovely bridge. Again, I love this thing. I'm so proud of this bridge, more so than that one even. And you remember how much I kind of, you know, I tooted my own horn a bit over this bridge, which this one still came out really nice. But I love that curved one with the wood. It just looks great. So now, coming along our path here, I had said I was going to do some terraforming or something. I had changed my mind about that, and I came up with a better plan, but I never got to implement it kind of because I was lazy. So I'll show you later. I'll activate another magical portal to go to my... Go away. Stupid creeper. Stupid creeper. So I had actually designed a couple farms to go in this area. I was going to put an automatic wool farm here, and I designed a structure for it. Then over here, I was going to put a little house, which, again, I'll show you these all later. And then all the way... Well, actually, on the top of the cliffs here, I was going to put cauldrons to collect powdered snow, which I already have some, but they never actually got enough snow to give me a block. And then over here, I was going to put a record farm. And you might think, how can you put a record farm here when there's caves underneath so that you're not going to have creepers spawn? Well, I would have to show you that later. Needless to say, it was kind of a stupid idea that I was way more proud of than I should have been. But yeah, so I'll show you that later. I'll activate another magical portal. So let's head over now to our castle. So I built this it was an intention to be a new base instead of my old one, but I kind of just gave up on it after a while. I kind of got bored of it, and I thought it looked kind of bland. Now, I could have taken the time to detail the exterior, but again, I'm a lazy person. Ooh, I don't think I've showed you this before. I might have. But a while back, I actually blew up my construction shack. So I had a construction shack here, and I think it was 11 TNT I used, and it made a giant hole. So I kind of smoothed it out, just made a little path down to the water here. But yeah, it felt good to get rid of that stupid construction shack that had been there forever. So now if we head... What is that? So if we head into our castle... So I have a few things to show off. First, I started actually cleaning up this area. This area used to have just a bunch of chests and junk in it, and I started cleaning it up. Then, I did a little bit of work upstairs. So if we go up, now first, I don't know if I showed this off in the previous video, but I actually added stairs so we can get up here easier. But I did a little bit of work up on the top floor. Well, actually, I'll just take the ladder. Is this... Oh, this is it. So I was starting to put little tiny farms up here, some of which were completely pointless, but some of them were good. So I was making a teeny tiny glowberry farm, which was super inefficient and barely produced anything, so I deactivated it. This is a little area where I was farming glow lichen, and I mean it's glow lichen, it's super simple to farm. So I had no problem with that. Then I made a cobblestone generator because I needed to stock up on redstone components, and I needed cobblestone for that. I think in the next world, instead of a cobblestone generator, instead of doing this, I'll make a stone generator and just use a not silk touch pickaxe so that I can get both. And over here, I have my cactus farm, which, oof, I did not know I had that much cactus. This was just a quick thing I made because I needed some cactus. Actually, I think it's because I needed cyan dye. But yeah, so now let's actually head down and we'll work our way down towards the basement and take a look here. Now, I love this torch spam. Isn't that great? Now, here's my library, which I liked this library a lot when I built it. Looking back, I mean, it's kind of dark. It's more like a dungeon than a library. The shelves, while it's nice to have big bookshelves, it's kind of a little bit too uniform and just deep. So I probably would break this up a bit in the future with another library. I was glad I used put the light sources in there behind the trapdoors just to kind of break it up a little bit. Not have as much exposed light sources. I like that. All right, so then down the hall from the library, we got our treasure rooms. Now, most of my riches I've been keeping in my ender chest in a shulker box, but I just put them all in here. So now this pile of diamonds is actually solid, completely solid. So I'm quite proud of that. I mean, it's, it may not look like all that much, but it's a lot considering I haven't gotten mining in forever. Now the emeralds, I would have a lot more, but I've done a lot of villager trading recently. So, and then there used to be gold and iron in here. I got rid of them because I have basically no gold, and I have more iron than I know what to do with. So these are, actually those chests can go away. Ooh, there's a little bit of iron in there. I didn't know that. And a little bit of gold. Huh, well, that's useless to me now. Oh, you can already hear our villagers down in the basement. So let's go say hello to them for one last time. And this is the kind of the main part of the base. This is, when I was here, this is where I spent most of my time. So we can start out with our storage area, which I'm very, very happy with this storage setup. Again, I didn't really utilize it that much. The last couple months, I actually did try to use it, and it was helpful. I mean, it was really helpful. Oh, we got an Enderman. But yeah, so it's pretty big. Never actually ended up finishing it and never finished filling it up. But what we did with it, I love. I think this is great, and I'm probably going to do just the same simple design again. And I think this setup was originally designed by Impulse SV. It works, so I'm not going to bother trying something different. I know my brother has he's going to go with a different design for his storage room on the new world, but I'm just going to do this. Okay, you can see something else I didn't finish. So I was working and trying to make this area kind of nice. So I was putting in this floor. One of the only good uses of polished diorite, or any form of diorite. And then we got our ceiling here, which is way overlit, but I don't care. I want to know where I guess that Enderman's upstairs. And then we have our villagers. So these villagers were put here just because I needed them. This is for getting emeralds and other things that I need. The ones I used the most were these guys here, which is where I was getting rid of all my iron. I mean, I got rid of so much. Both of these were completely full when I first set them up. So I traded a lot of iron to these guys, mostly to get emeralds, to get redstone from these guys. Because this is where I got my redstone before I set up my witch farm, which we'll go see in a minute. Then, over here, I don't remember if I ever showed this off in a video, but I set up a little lava farm It's tiny. It's kind of pointless. I'm thinking I'm going to do a big lava farm on the new world. I swear I heard that door open. Must have been my horse. Then, over here, we have our glow ink farm. So, oof, got a lot in there. Set this up just kind of for fun on a whim. Really should have built the stable here. But yeah, so our glowing farming, and I need light. There. So we got our axolotls in there, and our glow squids spawn, and they'll kill them. Super simple, nothing revolutionary, but it was a good source of glow ink, which I used a fair amount of. But I was thinking about setting up a shop, but I never did. And then here's my, here's my shulker unloader, which, yeah, I think it's kind of overcomplicated. It's pretty big, it's sprawling, and easy to break, but I mean, I enjoy designing it. This is a redstone contraption I designed myself, not knowing much about redstone or the game. So I really like it, and I'm probably going to build the same thing on the new world. Okay, so before we leave, I think somewhere here I have some Flakeration 3 rockets. No, those are 2. Ooh, that's uncommon. That is not very common on our server. Alright. So, let's see. Those are 1s, 2s. Okay, well. Alright, so let's go on a field trip and see a few other things before we leave this world forever. Actually, first, where is my chicken? And there's the Enderman. I'm gonna leave him alive. Though I don't want to fly in a thunderstorm, so let's go sleep real quick. Alright, and I'm assuming it was my horse that opened these doors before. Die. Die. Okay. You know what? You deserve to stay there for that. You've been a pain in the butt for far too long, Mr. Horse. You're staying there forever now. And finally, after a ridiculously long flight, here we are at our lovely redstone factory, which we built. I think it was actually in our previous episode that we built this. So, up here's our AFK spot, which I spent so many hours at. But we built this factory, which, again, I said when I built it, the structure itself is way bigger and blockier than it needs to be. But, you know what? I had fun building it, so I don't really care that it's not great. This guy, I tamed him a while ago when a wandering trader accidentally walked into my sword, but, oh, look, we got some witches. So, again, this is a thing. I would assume this is a fairly standard design for a witch farm. Just some flying machines, some spawning platforms, and it pushes them down into a bunch of minecarts, which kill them with density cramming. And then all the items are sorted down below and end up in those chests over there. So I'm going to send this off flying once more. It's so loud, I love it. Now, up here is our little office here. Now, I was hoping at some point to spawn-proof the caves down below this area so that I can just AFK in the office. I never did that, so I ended up just always AFKing up in the sky. And I never did finish detailing this interior. I've been pretty busy the last couple months, so I just haven't had time. Never even had time to wax these. These are supposed to be nice and shiny. They're much better. And then, yeah, we have so much stuff. I don't know what I would ever do with this much stuff. On the new world, I'm planning on building another witch farm, but I'm probably just going to build the actual farm, and I'm not going to worry about a big structure like this. I mean, this was a pain in the butt to build. It took a long time. So yeah, I'll probably just build the farm in the new world. I like it because having the infinite glowstone and the infinite redstone. The gunpowder I don't care so much about because I haven't actually needed to use gunpowder in forever. But yeah, so that's our area here with our witch farm. Oh, forgot vines were a thing. So yeah, I'm gonna, and now this is the last time I'm gonna see the structure. So just one last look. We'll take a good look from the air because, again, it may not be great, but I'm pretty proud of it. I think I did a pretty good job building this thing. Again, considering I'm not a builder in any way. Yeah, I like it. All right, so let's head back. There's a few more things I want to take a look at before we leave this world. Oh, okay, so we're a little off. Over here is our shopping area, which got pretty congested because we originally had a dumb wall around the area. Actually, I'm thinking there's a mushroom island not far from the spawn island on our next world. We already have a seed picked out, and I'm thinking we'll set up our shopping area there on our new world. But anyway, so I mean, me and my two brothers each had a few shops. My younger brother did that and that. My older brother had this little shop here, which this is where I spent quite a few diamonds. So, yeah, all those diamonds are mine. This is for curing villagers, which, I mean, is great that he set this up. Villager pharmacy. But we're here for our shops. So this was the first one I built, Paper Palace, which it did make some diamonds. I mean, hang on. These barrels got completely cleaned out, and what was our price here? 1 diamond per stack. So we made a bunch of diamonds from there. I don't think we ever made any off of the maps, did we? No, I don't think we did. But, I mean, you know, we made a few diamonds. I hate this building. I was kind of proud of it when I built it, but I really hate it now. It doesn't look good. It's very flat. It's very boring. But, so after that, we built this geeky junk, which I think we made, like, a diamond from, but then, like, it's literally just junk. It's stuff that nobody will want, so, except this. This, I'm upset, never sold. I found a notch apple, I put it in there when I built this shop, and nobody ever bought it, which is a shame. But then, this. I was very proud of this. My redstone rarity shop, which I haven't actually checked if I made any more profits, so let's go look. I love this launcher. Again, it was something that's probably way overcomplicated, but it was a lot of fun to build. Alright, so let's see. I did add stock since the last time, though I actually never filled that. Nothing there. Nothing there. Nothing there. Ooh! There's one. It's probably it. Oh. Alright, so we actually made 5 more diamonds. So, let us put this away. Not that it's useful anymore since this is the last time we're ever going to be on this world. But, there we go. And, oh, and I just broke it. And I'm stuck. Ah! How did I... Oh, well. Oh, come on. I accidentally clicked and I broke it. No. Oh, no. Oh, no. Come on. Well, that's immensely disappointing. Oh, well. Well, unfortunately, that, I think, is really all I have to show. I mean, you know, this world, what I did here may not have been great. It's obviously not up to, you know, standards of most YouTubers that do Minecraft, but I'm actually really proud of what I accomplished. Considering I used this opportunity to learn how to play Minecraft. This is the first world I played on. I think I did alright, and I did learn a lot, and definitely towards the end of the world, I started getting my act together. I made some pretty nice things like this bridge, or even the witch farm. Even if it's not great, it's pretty good considering I'm not a builder. So, overall, I'm actually really proud of everything I accomplished on this world, and there's not really much I would change, except this. Never again am I going to build a giant house out of cobblestone. What was I thinking? That's terrible. Well, we had fun. On to the future. And we're back. Well, that was the server portal. It's gone forever now. Kind of sad. I miss that world. But we can take a look. I do want to show you what I was planning on building for my wool farm and my music disc farm, because I'm pretty proud of what I designed. So let's see. Can we get a single player world? Probably. Alright, well, let's go and see. This should lead to my creative single player world. Let's go. Oh, wow. It's fortunate that it spawned us here. So, this world is using the same seed as the world we just left, as our server world. Although, this one was created on 1.17, whereas the original was created on 1.15. But, believe it or not, this is where our nether portal was on the other one. This is actually where our base was. So it started out looking like this. It was terrible, but I remember I came across this ocean from the spawn island, and I came over here, and it was getting to be night, so I'm like, alright, well, this looks like a pretty good place to just build a little shack to spend the night. So I built it. Tiny little thing. Originally, the door was facing actually out over this ravine here, and it ended up just becoming my home. So yeah, this is where our base was. Oh, I forgot this pond used to be here. Yeah, it was around this area where I had my cows. And then recently built my my bridge there. But yeah, so I didn't create this world until when I was designing my witch farm. Oh, don't want to see that. So if we come over here, we can actually see that this is along where the path was going. This is where I burned a custom tree that I tried building. It was so bad I had to burn it. But then over here is where I built what I was hoping to build on the server, but just never got around to. So this is my wool farm. I tried making it kind of pretty. I tried to make a bit of a path. I don't know how people make these paths and make them look good, but I tried to make this area kind of nice. And then I tried to make the outside of the building look good. I have these signs here just for a little extra depth, and the fence posts and the lanterns. It's not much, but I thought it was pretty good. If we come inside, I mean, it's a wool farm. There's nothing revolutionary going on in here. Down below is where I was going to have all the colors. Everything was going to be sorted nice and neat here. Oh, wow. It's actually a little bit more than I thought there would be, considering I didn't spend a whole lot of time here after building it. And then up above, there's 8 colors here, the other 8 are up above. And why isn't that getting collected? Interesting, I didn't think about that. Alright, well, there's something to improve upon in the next world. And if we carry on over here, so this house is actually based on the design of a house I built on some random SMP I joined. I don't play on that server anymore, but this is a house I designed before it got... Well, it was weird. It got taken down by someone when I was offline, but then they also rebuilt it incorrectly. It was weird. Like, they kind of half rebuilt it incorrectly after they took it down. I don't really know what happened, but I liked it. I thought it was a cute little house I built, and had the staircase up here to the 2nd floor. It wasn't actually done on that server, and originally it had a moss roof, but it looked terrible. So I liked it. So I was going to build this here just as a little house in this area for if I'm doing things. What's that? Why are there candles there? Whatever. But yeah. So I might actually build this house on our next world somewhere just because I really like it. I think it's a nice design. And so, like, I had to put these carpets here to spawn-proof it. That's not going to be such a problem anymore with the new spawning rules in 118. And then over here, this is my music disc farm. And I can explain why it's so tall. But I really like this thing. I was just kind of fiddling with ideas, and I realized the sandstone and the purple go really well together. And then adding the prismarine, I thought it was great. So we come in here, I can show off what I did. So basically, now he's damaged from before I fixed this, but it's just skeleton over there who's shooting at the iron golem. And then up above, there is a tiny little creeper farm. So every once in a while, a creeper will come down and get shot as the skeleton's trying to shoot the golem here. Then let's head upstairs. Actually, we can... Oh no, I walled it off. The creeper farm's somewhere up there. I think it's right there. So the base here had to be wide to hold in the farm stuff. But then, once we get past the base, I realized... Since there are caves down there, I didn't feel like lighting up. The only way for the creeper farm to actually run is to get too high so that nothing could spawn in the caves. So I built this very dangerous tower up here. Like, this is extremely dangerous. I realized halfway through building it that this was really too dangerous to use very often. But, I mean, who was going to need music discs on a world that I knew was going to be ending soon? So... Again, I didn't really build this. I had actually most of the supplies collected already. I just never built it. Hang on. We've got to be almost there. Yep, we're almost there. And we didn't even fall. Nice. So, then this was just going to be a little AFK platform. I used the soul lanterns just because they were something different. And then the sea lanterns with the glow lichen I think is a really nice combination. I actually used it, if you remember, in the magic portal room I used this design. I think I did. I meant to. If I didn't put them on, I meant to put them on. But yeah, and then you got a pretty good view when the clouds aren't there of the whole area. So over there is where our castle was. There's a little shack over there. That was something else I was working on. But over there is where the castle was, so we would have gotten a pretty good view of the castle. And over there was our original base. There was our iron farm over there. Actually, I don't know what my render distance is set to, but might not even be able to see everything on the server. But yeah, so again, it's nothing special, but I think it's pretty good considering I'm not a builder. So let's head on back to the magic portal room. Alright, well, so I think that pretty much wraps up everything I wanted to get done today. In the next episode, we will probably be stepping through one of these portals into the new server world. So, yeah, I am very excited for the next world that we're going to be starting. I have some pretty good ideas I'm really, really excited about. A lot of farming, and I did finally actually come up with a cool building project, which is probably going to take me a long time, but I think it's going to be really fun. So, yeah, that's going to be it. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. And until next time, so long.